make great accents. So if it's not a floral pick, you can always use your glue gun to put it on there as well. So first things first, I'm going to find my wreath, and here is the top part that I made when I made the wreath. So I like putting bows towards the top of the wreath, as you guys can see on this one. I put a little ornament here that's hanging down, and this is a bow that I made up here at the top. So I think I'm gonna try to do something similar here just to kind of show you. So I'm gonna get a lot of my ribbon here, and this isn't too hard to do. You just need to practice, and I haven't done this in a while, so I'm a little bit out of practice actually. I'm gonna leave a long piece for a tail, and then I'm going to leave about 6 to 8 inches of ribbon and just fold it over on itself. And you want it to be fairly long, because if it's a little bit longer, it'll be easier to work with. So I'm gonna fold it over on itself a number of times to where I have a number of loops, and this is what's gonna become your bow. And then you can see you have 2 tails coming off of it as well. So I have 1 loop on this side and then a center loop here. So you've got a couple different loops on each side. So from here, you can do this a couple different ways. You can either just pinch this and actually just tie it and then poof it out. And then these are really easy to shape because they've got wire in the outside. Or you can actually take this piece. You still can tie it off actually, but make it a little bit easier to work with. And you can actually loop a piece over the center to become the center of your bow. So I'm going to take this, I'm just going to tie this off so it's a little bit easier to hold. This is optional. And I'm going to cut these pieces off here. I'm going to take the piece that's a little bit longer. I'm going to be cutting the excess off of here and just looping it around and then putting it through. It's almost kind of like you're knotting around itself. So that's going to make our center. I'm going to cross over that with our extra piece. And you just want to fluff that up. So it's a big centerpiece there. Then you can fluff these out as much as you want. And I'm going to cut these so that they're the same length. So I'm just going to take these and cut them to approximately the same length. The wire in them kind of helps. Well, that was a bad cut. The wire in them kind of helps it not have to be completely exact. Take it to around the same area. And there we go. So to put this on there, all I would do is just put some of this twine through the back, and then you can attach it right to the frame. So that's definitely one way that you can do it. And then another way that you can put accents on there are with floral picks. And I really love floral picks, especially for some reason on my fall wreaths. So I have some that I have been saving back for just such an occasion. So I'm going to get the tags off of them. And you can see that they're pretty inexpensive. These were only $1.50 a piece, and I'm sure I got some sort of coupon deal on them or something. I typically don't buy things at full price. And then this one was $3.99. This one's really pretty. It's got a number of glitter leaves in there. And then this is one that I've had for a little while, just kind of waiting for the right wreath. And this is a really pretty sunflower. And this one was $3.99 as well. A lot of times I'll buy things like this on clearance at the end of the season, and then I just kind of wait for it. So you can either stick these in one at a time, and they're really easy to put in, they're really easy to put out. you can find an open spot and just stick it down through. This is really tightly woven, but you get the idea, like this. And you can also kind of weave them together and then come up with one large strand that then you either poke in as one whole thing or you put it on there with the hot glue gun. So I've done pretty much every single combination there is. So I just want to kind of look at this. I feel like these go really, really well with this color. And then for some reason I like my bows at the top. I don't know what that is. I like this. I think I'm going to put this on a different one. For some reason I kind of really like the idea of making a little burlap wreath and like just sticking this in the center. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this one. We're going to save that for a different project. So let's try this with this little bow. Horribly out of practice with bows, as I've said, but the nice thing is this wire stuff is very forgiving, because look at that. You can just like scrunch it and make it look really cool, and it doesn't matter if you haven't made bows in a couple of years. It still looks decent. You can also buy them pre-made if you want. So I'm going to find the spot on my wreath where I put my approximate top part, which is this loop right here. And I'm going to just attach this bow right around that same spot. And I'm doing that by taking this and I'm just knotting it to it. So in case you haven't caught on yet, that's how I do a lot of my wreaths, is I just use this twine and I knot it to it. And if you decide you don't like something, that makes it very, very easy to just take it off and do it over again. But it also makes it very easy to complete it as well. So then we have our bow up there. It's probably not the best bow that I made, but we're gonna roll with it today. And let's see what it looks like if we put a little bit of an accent over here. I do a lot of accents on one side of the wreath. So I'm gonna poke it through. I want this really tightly, so I don't wanna take my binding apart when I push this through, but I'm gonna try to find kind of an in-between area and stick those leaves in like they're meant to be there. And then the same thing with my little baubles here. I'm going to find an open spot here. And all I'm doing is I'm just finding a clear space here on the back where I can push them in, and I'll take care of this stuff on the back in just a minute. I bet you can't guess what I'm gonna use to take care of it and get it to stay to the frame. If you guessed twine, that's absolutely correct. And then let's try one in the front and just see what this looks like. So I'm gonna find an open place here, and I'm going to poke this down in here, and then we're gonna do some more berries just coming out of the leaves here. And honestly, you can just really put things wherever you like them. There's no right or wrong. That's another reason I love these wreaths, is that it's just really, it's up to you. You know, it's up to how you interpret it. It's up to how you feel that day. So we're just gonna leave that like that. And it's got a little bit of an accent over here, a little bit of an accent there, but you can see how easy it is to add these accents. So then you can either hot glue these on and cut off this that's in the back, or if you think that you might want to use it again, you're just going to want to tuck it in, and you're going to tuck this right around the metal wire that is there already, and I'm going to use pieces of twine to actually tie it down and secure it. And the only thing you'll want to make sure is that there's no exposed metal that'll be sitting there and like rubbing on your door or anything like that. And I'm just going to triple knot that. Same thing down here. I need 2 pieces of twine. And I'm just going to find that frame that's running underneath and use it to secure this down. And you can also get floral tape if you so desire, and you could tape these up. And I am going to try to poke this down in because it's right at a support piece. So I'm going to try to take this and just push it in behind that wire. There we go. And then I'm going to take it from the top and just push it in nice and snug. And then you have all of these secured very nicely. And there I have my first fall wreath of the year. So hopefully you guys enjoyed checking out how I made the base of this in the other video, and also how I add accessories onto my fall wreaths. You can really accessorize them up as much as you want. I have some Christmas wreaths where I've done 3 different stations across with poinsettias and bows and all kinds of glitter. Or you can keep it simple and you can just have the main part of the wreath with just a bow or nothing at all. They really look nice regardless of how much you add. So let me know if you have any questions down below, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.